Hey there, this is me, Umbrelli Man, and I just thought I would pop in to say you should subscribe to Son of Nimrod's channel because he has got fantastic insight into hard comics. And I have just seen this quarter's financial profit margins of the investors' share of the industry, and man alive, IDW, what a shit show, a total cringe farm. It's like I always say, take an umbrella with you. Goodbye. This is Defenders 45, and that was Umbrelli Man. He just popped in to do a little advert, very nice of him. This is the final part of the Star of Casper story, and here we have got Anthony Davis and Roger Van Sciver, and they are wrapping up another writer's story. Gary Conman, creator of The Punisher. Kevin Giffen, he does the art inside, but this cover is by Jack Quimby. Nice little cover, we got the team fighting each other. Or rather, the women fighting the little boys, because that is an obvious element of this story. The boys, they have been defeated, they have been captured by the villain, the Red Onion Bargy, and they have been brainwashed into joining his little cult. So now, in time for International Women's Day, Boxing Day, it's up to the women to save the boys. So we have got Comic Girl Ava up front. This is the Cat, aka Kate Leff. And this is Russia Girl. And if you didn't know who she is from Russia, and she is a girl, which is what we used to call women. The last issue was famously just patched together quite last minute, and I talked about it quite in depth in my video on that one. But this issue is, I think this one is just Anthony Davis and Roger Van Sciver, and they are wrapping up Gary Conman's basic plot. They didn't know how it was meant to end though, and you can see he is still credited with plot, but now Barnabas Goodson is editor-in-chief, not Gary Conman, because Gary Conman, he got fired for being unethical. But I think it is just the very, very basic setup that is Gary Conman's. Like the corner that they have been backed into is Gary Conman's corner. I didn't think this one was written like last issue was, where they had all the finished art but no script or story or idea of what was meant to be happening. But I will admit there are one or two or three or more bits that feel like that might be the case, but that could just be because I'm looking out for them. I do think that this is a better written comic than the last issue, so that's why I am inclined to believe that this one wasn't written under duress. But up front, I didn't like the idea that they have come up with for the villain. The Red Onion Bargy, that's him there. And you can see he has defeated the boy members of the team. They're on the ground, they're defeated. We have got Batman, Luke Cage's, and the Hulk. And they have been defeated because they are boys. And now it's up to the women to save the day. So the women, they're going to fight him, and he uses his powers. And he's really powerful, we've seen that. And here he creates a big rock monster that looks like Doctor Strange. And that is odd, isn't it? Why would you create a big rock monster and go to the effort to make it look like Doctor Strange? I wonder if this is some sort of a clue or some foreshadowing. But what's even odder is that the characters are able to identify this as looking like Doctor Strange, and it doesn't look that much like him. Like, they would never put this in Madame Tussauds. It's just not a great likeness. This generally reads a lot better than the last issue. Up top here, Russia Girl, she almost falls under the spell of the Star of Caspar. That's this jewel here. It's a magical ruby, and it has caused all of this story, really. Then Kate Left saves her, she jumps in and saves her. And this is Kate Left's first story on the team. And Kate Left, she becomes a mainstay, one of the book's main characters. So it is interesting and of note on that front. And if you think me calling the baddie Red Onion Bargy, if you think that is offensive or that is racist, that I'm calling a person something based on a stereotype, well, Kate Left is even worse, because here she calls him Turban Top, and that is like a proper racist name. And Kate Left, she's meant to be all far left and progressive and on Twitter and stuff, and well, here she is just spewing bigotry, and she does it more than once in this issue. And here we have got the Red Onion Bargy. He is hypnotising, he's brainwashing, he's whatever, all the people. But I didn't even like what they're dealing with from here, because it's the people who didn't have independent thought. They get brainwashed and controlled. This is quite a SJW Marvel sort of story. I hate the term SJW, by the way. I'd rather just call them stupid. This story, it is done much better than their stories, but the idea is that, well, Comic Girl Ava, she is not affected because she's a free thinker, she's a feminist, she's a progressive. And all these hippie students here, well, they're not affected because they are free-thinking radicals. And Kate Left, oh, she's not affected because she's apparently a feminist too. But all the boys, they fell under the Red Onion Bargy spell because, well, they're boys. We get a little bit more of the subplot here with Comic Guy John. That's Comic Girl Ava's husband. He has been chased by someone, he's been pursued by someone, and this all leads into Anthony Davis's first story, and it's actually pretty good. You can see here how he has got the boy defenders under his power. He gets the Hulk to hit the other two, and I like this bit here, good visual storytelling. Kevin Giffen, early artwork from him, and the idea that the Hulk fell under his spell, that is fine. But Luke Cage's, he's the wrong choice entirely. He's not a follower, he's not a little sheep. He's quite outspoken and militant and political. And when it comes down to it, basically on the same side of the fence as Comic Girl Ava. But really, it was all an excuse for this basic idea of having the boys fight the women. You know what though? Kate Left, she is really racist, really unpleasant. Like, not only does she keep calling the baddie a racist name, which is definitely racist, here she's quite bad about Russia Girl. She generalises her quite a bit. She's really derogatory and mean to her and critical of her being a communist. All because Kate Left thinks that Trump is in bed with Putin or something. And then look here, we have got Rachel McAdams, and this is interesting because Gary Conman wanted her out of the book, but here she is. I said last time, I do like that Anthony Davis, while he does have to run with writing a lot of the characters out because Gary Conman set it up, he manages to keep some of them around a bit longer. And Rachel McAdams, well, she's barely been in this story. I think Gary Conman had her in like 1 or 2 panels in the background. She wasn't in last issue at all. And in this, the first issue, without Gary Conman involved, she's a major part of it. I like this art as well, nice little reveal of her. And there we have got the twist right here. Red Onion Bargy, he is actually Doctor Strange. And he is possessed by the star of Casper. The Red Onion Bargy is a possessed Doctor Strange. And I didn't like this, it doesn't make sense. Red Onion Bargy, in the first issue with him in, he said that he defeated Doctor Strange. And then he also identified himself as the protector of the Star of Casper. But here, he's just some New Age cult leader empowered by it. And the whole revelation, it's really quite low-key. Usually it'd be like a big scene unmasking him. But Rachel McAdams just says it. This is one of them bits that make me suspect that this issue might have been written around the art as well. But the twist, I just didn't like it. I think the twist robs the story of any real importance, in my opinion. Because, well, the Red Onion Bargy, he never appears again. And he could have become one of the Defender's recurring villains. And like his motivation could be that he wants revenge on Kate Leff for being so racist. But they have broken it by having the twist be that actually he's just Doctor Strange in a costume. So the women, they show up to fight the men. And you can see there, Rachel McAdams, she's in the background. Really like the art, Kevin Giffen. He can be nice and trippy when it has to be, and then he can be clear and direct when necessary, and then start fighting. And down here, this is the other bit where Kate Leff refers to a Middle Eastern dressed man as a turban top. I mean, if you swap top with head, that would be considered proper racial abuse. So I reckon that turban top, that should count as well. Anyway, she probably deleted all these tweets anyway. The fight goes as you would imagine. The women, they beat the boys the way it should be. And Marvel, they have been around for ages, and it only took them 1 billion years to finally have a woman beat a boy. The best bit for me is this stuff here with Rachel McAdams. It's like her part of the fight, because it is her and Doctor Strange, and they are using magic to overcome the Red Onion Bargy. I like the psychedelic art, even though it makes reading the writing here impossible. But these bits with her, they would be another one of the bits in this issue that make me think maybe it was written like last issue. I think the idea here might have been that Doctor Strange, he was stuck in another dimension, or maybe inside the Star of Casper. And therefore we've got this bit here with him and Rachel McAdams, and they're combining their forces across 2 dimensions to battle the Red Onion Bargy. And that would explain why it's trippy and stuff. And then this next page suggests the same thing to us again, because here, Doctor Strange, he is freed and everything is fine again. And Red Onion Bargy, he is just gone and everyone isn't brainwashed anymore. This is the biggest bit that makes me think that this might not be what was originally intended with the art. If that was the case, I think that this could be why they went with Doctor Strange as Red Onion Bargy, because Red Onion Bargy just disappears when Doctor Strange shows up. But if you look Doctor Strange, he is clearly escaping from something. I would say the start of Casper, and he is destroying it as well with magic. So it clearly tells a different story. Like, he isn't unmasking as Red Onion Bargy. There's no remnants of Red Onion Bargy's costume. He's not coming out of Red Onion Bargy. And down here though, we've got a bit with the Hulk and Kate Leff, and it's nice little bit. Mainly because Kate Leff isn't being racist. And down here, Doctor Strange explains how, even though he is the master of the mystic arts, how he was still somehow possessed by some random bit of jewellery. And now we have got the final page, the epilogue, and I really like that there, how they have got the word and they have got little bits of art inside it, very clever. And Doctor Strange, he announces that he is leaving the Defenders. Really good page, artistically a really good page, this one. Really like what has been done. There are a few things I've noted here though. Kate Leff isn't on this panel, and it's like a team shot, so to get back to the whole art without a script thing, maybe if this was that issue where they did that, this could be evidence that Gary Conman intended her to just disappear after the team up. I think writing Doctor Strange out, that was actually Anthony Davis's idea. Though I don't know, I don't think Gary Conman wanted rid of him. There wasn't really any signs of it in his 2 issues, whereas he really made it clear that he wanted rid of Luke Cage's and Russia Girl. Next, the end of the Defenders. Don't worry, it's not. There's still another 107 issues left of their book. This is a disappointing comic. The Red Onion Bargy, unfortunately, is a blunder. And not because of what's done with it really, but how it's told. It's obviously unavoidable when a writer leaves a book or is fired abruptly and someone else is brought on to resolve it. It's never going to be a very satisfying story. I've said before though, The Defenders is a really average book for most of its run anyway, and this is very much the definition of average. There were some good, we have some okay character bits, I suppose, but we have got a weak story, or at least a weak resolution. I'm only rating this one 7 thumbs up.